Greetings, guys and gals. Welcome back. Happy Thursday morning to you guys. We made it. We're through the Thursday morning trading session. A fantastic morning in our live trade room. Hope you guys had a profitable day yourselves as well. Let's talk about what we're looking at this morning. Now, we traded gold this week. We traded crude this week. How about some mini Russell? We got any Russell traders out there? The old TF, right? Used to be one of the E-minis. Now it's traded on the ICE exchange. The Russell Index is a former member of the E-minis, $10 per tick. We trade it during that U.S. morning and afternoon session in our live trade rooms. Before we take a look at this Russell trade today, though, I want to remind you guys, if you haven't joined the free trial yet, boy, you're really missing out on all the perks of the free trial membership. If you want to learn about our trading methodology, if you want an invite to come out and trade with me this afternoon in our live trade room, join the free trial. You'll see all of our trading results, all of the information about automated systems, and everything that we do as members of School of Trade. We cover that in the free trial. And, of course, our website has all the information about our 3 membership courses as well. While I got your attention, though, don't forget about the blog. The blog is also filled with useful information. You're going to have to scour the internet to find a blog that has more free information about professional trading strategies. Go to sidewaysmarkets.com. And at the top here, you're going to notice there's a ton of handy links at the top here. Specifically, check out the crude oil prep each morning at 7:30 a.m. Check out our day trading computers. And don't forget to come out and see us in November for our 2013 Members Summit and Trading Seminar. Did you know that every year we throw a big party in Vegas for all of our members? Did you know that this year you can attend without being a member? Give me a call here in the office and I'll tell you all about it, or go onto the blog and you can register there on your own. Don't forget, if you're a member, though, there is no cost for members, but there is an enrollment fee for a non-member. Check it out. You'll see it right there. All kinds of information here, guys, on the blog. Check it out. Use it. All right. Enough chit-chat, Joe. Let's take a look at what we saw today. Now, we have a very simple plan every day, and we follow the same plan every morning. What do? 8 o'clock in the morning, we open up our trade room. By 8:30 in the morning, we've finished up an entire morning prep. The morning prep goes something like this: anchor chart, entry chart, plot the news, make sure we're aware of what time of day it is, and then wait for the pattern. Once we're done with our morning prep, then we kick it off by following the plan we put together in the prep, and we stay patient waiting for the price to come to us. Here's what we saw today on the Russell. And it's so important that we do a morning prep each morning. In fact, it's one of the reasons why our students are successful. It's one of the reasons why I've been successful for 10 years in this industry, is because every morning I put together a plan. What was the plan today on the Russell? First of all, anchor chart. What's the goal of an anchor chart? The goal of the anchor chart is to find 2 things, folks. First, the trend. Second, major support and resistance. So let's see if we can get the first one. What is the trend of this market right now? Now, if you answered bullish, you're incorrect. The trend over the last month, yes, has been bullish. But remember, the goal of an anchor chart is to find what's the trend now. Let's zoom in a little bit here, and let's see if we can't find where the trend is. Well, we know we were rising earlier this week, but now we find ourselves with no trend, right? Or trending sideways. Remember, the market personality can move in 3 different directions: up, down, or sideways. We see here on the Russell this morning, and this is the very first thing we noticed, even though we have a bullish channel, right now we're trading sideways. The second thing we need to look for on an anchor chart is major support and resistance. Now look closely on this one. Where do we see major support and major resistance? Well, there's major resistance right at the top of that channel, and you got it. Here's major support. Now let's see here. Where are we closer? Are we closer to the major resistance, or are we closer to the major support? You're right. We're closer to the major resistance. So this told us right away this morning that if I had to guess, I would say to guess to the sell side, right? So first things first, what's the trend? The trend is sideways. Second job of the anchor chart, Where's my major support and major resistance? There's my major resistance. There's my major support. Clearly, it's going to be difficult for price to rise into that resistance. We will expect the short side trades to be the most profitable today, right? With all this wide open space here. Okay, so that was the anchor chart. And the plan today on the Russell, trade this as a sideways range, try to get short, that's where the high percentage trade will be. And remember, when we have a sideways range like this, don't fiddle with the middle. Stay away from the middles, buy lows, sell highs. Let's keep going. That's the Russell anchor. Now let's move from an anchor chart to an entry chart. Here's one of my favorite time frames. It's a 13 range chart. Okay, 13 range. What do we see here? This timestamp is at 8:35 in the morning. So this is exactly what we saw this morning when we opened up the trade room and we finished our prep. What do you see here? Do you see it? Same thing we thought we saw on the anchor chart. We have pretty much a double top, pretty much a double bottom, and we know here we have a trading range that is well defined and sideways. The entry chart confirms what we thought we saw on the 60-minute. Remember, we know that we were looking to sell short for the high percentage trades. Now watch as you see what happens next. Remember, everybody in our live trade room right now knows the plan. Okay, I'm not keeping this to myself. I'm telling the whole trade room, right? 250 so people in the trade room today. Everybody knows exactly what the plan is. We watch, we wait. We go through 8:30 news. We wait, we wait, we wait. Oh, baby, what do you see here now? New higher high. This is when you hear me in the trade room say, we've made a test of the highs. What was the plan? Sell the highs. You're exactly right. But guys, what if I was wrong? What if, the markets do the funniest things when you take your eyes off them? What if it just keeps going? Well, if it keeps going, we will then start buying pullbacks because that's going to tell us that the market personality was sideways, but now has returned to its trending environment. And keep in mind, folks, I'm not just guessing and putting a limit order to get short here, right? I'm not putting a limit order at the highs here. That's a little bit too risky for me. So we knew here that we went to the highs first. At the high of day, we already know our plan says the high percentage trades will be short. So we immediately perk up here. Now we're looking for that first trade of the morning, and we take the trade all the way back to the lows. Trade number 1 on the Russell this morning, big winner, all the way from top to bottom. Okay, it was almost like taking candy from babies. Now, we're down at the lows. Once again, we sold the highs, we bought the lows, but remember, there's a slight bias to the downside, right? There's a slight tone to the bullish side. We'd rather be selling here today than buying, right? Because of what we saw on the anchor chart. So with that said now, I'm going to buy these lows, but I'm going to be conservative, though, with this profit target. As soon as I see it roll over, again, we're suspicious of these buys. So as you can see, what happens here is we're going to crank higher. We're going to go all the way to a specific fib level, and then we're going to stall out. We ended up trailing our stop, taking our profit, right, for a very modest but profitable trade at the lows. Now, of course, we have a swing high again. I'm going to draw a trend line going from the 2 highs. Watch what happens next. Trade number 3 sets up. Another test of the lows. Joe, you just told us, buy lows, sell highs. All right, one more time. But this time around, I'm going to buy and use that trend line. Right? Remember, we're convinced that eventually this thing is going to collapse here. And so we buy, profit off at the trend line. Guys, I'm not making this stuff up. Check your own charts. You'll see for yourself. Now we start to get some action to the downside. Now we're seeing here this trend line is holding. Now we know we're just about ready here as we go into the afternoon to get a nice big short coming out here. Now remember, guys, if you're going to get short on this thing, what I need to see is I need to see an entry on a wave pattern get me in below that lowest low. Get me in below that 10.26.2. Okay, so be patient for that short. But again, range-bound trading on the Russell, Guys, this is exactly what we use every day in our live trade room. Got one more chart for you. Here is the entry chart with all the patterns on it so you can see the actual patterns that we use today. First of all, we go up to the highs. M pattern at the highs, we sell short, profit at the lows. Down at the lows, W pattern at the lows. Again, Fibonacci base level used for the profit target. We get down to the lows again. W pattern again. We're going to use the trend line as our target. And now here as we go lower, once again, I do want to see us below that 1026 for a trade short. So we are still waiting here for what might be the biggest trade of the day on the Russell today. We began this morning with a formal morning prep. That formal morning prep told us exactly what to be looking for and when to look for it. We began with the anchor chart. With the anchor chart this morning, we found a sideways range on the anchor chart. We confirmed that sideways range on our entry charts. Then we knew all we had to do then was wait to buy the lows and sell the highs. Now, guys, I'll be honest. Anybody can call direction, right? Why do you think there are so many news stations out there saying gold's going to go higher, right? Anybody can call direction. It's getting in and getting out. Where do I put my stop? Where do I put my target? And that, my friends, is exactly where my value comes in. So we're not just a bunch of trade calls here. I want to empower you. Understand why these markets work. Understand how you can print the money yourself, right? I'm going to teach you the ropes. I'm going to teach you how to fish. I'll make it easy for you to shadow trade every day. That way you can learn every day. You can earn every day. Guys, don't forget, join the free trial. Come out and see me in the trade room. Give us a call here in the office. Jump on the blog. Learn about what we're all about. And as always, we'll see you this time again tomorrow. Have a great afternoon. Don't forget about that short on the Russell. And we'll see you guys in the trade room tomorrow morning for our Finally Friday edition of our morning prep. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye for now.